Greetings, travelers.
It's spooky season.
Greetings, travelers.
Yeah, no, mine was terrible. I'm really sorry about that.
You guys did it at the exact same moment, and I was like, I'm gonna wait and go last.
It happens sometimes.
It
That's
does,
baby.
You're here on camera and on audio, so we have to be on our best game for this now. Because normally you're just typing away notes. Normally you're typing away notes behind scene, and we just ignore those. I mean, no. I mean,
Mark,
we can. So.
This is not boding well for you so far, and I am not.
It's really not.
Hey, trick or treat, gang.
Someone's gonna get a bad edit. His name is Mark.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we got to dive right in though, because it's been a little while since we've done one of these episodes, I think, and we have so many stories which we love. So keep sending them to us at eerietravels.com, or if you can get a ghost to hand deliver them, Bo would be super excited about that. So
that would be lovely.
Or werewolf.
Need a ghost to come to my especially if it's some.
Yeah. Steamy werewolves. There we go. But October listener tales, gang. It's spooky time. I don't think you need a preamble. Let's dive in. Those just the same usual. Hey, gang, we're just getting these. We are not making any claims of any of their validity. We're reading your stories, but we also love to hear your tales. And yeah, you're not crazy. Let's hear what you got.
Okay, I'm gonna start.
Okay.
Yay.
I always screw myself up on this order no matter what, so I'm going first.
Yep.
If you're not first, you're last. Ricky
and
Bob.
October, we're recording at night, Erica. I'm sorry.
Greetings, my favorite people.
Ooh, greetings.
It is me again, Erica's spirit. I love that. Okay. It is me again, Erica's spirit animal and the Eerie Traveler badass Tracy, aka Trey from the Gator Boys' sister. Yeah. Ooh, hello, Tracy. Okay. Trey told me when he saw Mark that you wanted another tale from me. I'm not surprised. Mark is like that.
We want all your tales, Tracy, because you're awesome.
You are. Okay, so this story I haven't even told Trey. But I know he'll be listening to this, so strap in because this one's extremely special. So our amazing mom was funny, dry sense of humor, kind of funny, loved her children with all of her heart, and a don't take no shit from anybody type of person. And her favorite perfume was exclamation. Trust me, this is important to this. Okay, so side note, my sister's favorite perfume growing up was exclamation.
Wow.
So I'm all on board with all the sensations of this story. So let's do this. Well, she passed away from breast cancer October of 1998. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, Tracy and Trey. Let's fast forward to the beginning of the summer of 2007. Ooh, we're doing way back machine. I was living with my boyfriend, who later became the best husband ever, in a rented house outside of downtown Pittsburgh. Because of my mom's passing away from breast cancer, I won't say I'm paranoid about getting it, but I religiously check myself, even with me being in that lovely time of every woman's life, menopause. Tracy, I feel you, boo. I really do. I always check. So one day I found a very large lump. The doctor set me up for a sonogram within a few weeks. My other half couldn't come with me because of work, but I was able to get my mom's best friend to come with me. That's awesome. About 2 nights before the sonogram, I had a dream about Mom. I was sitting outside in a park when a big white Cadillac pulls up with both my parents in it. My mom gets out and I start running to her, crying and hugging her. I pulled back and said, "How are you? You died." She starts laughing and said, "It was a mistake. I've been here all the time. Trust me, I'm never wrong, only mistaken." Me. Well, where the hell were you when your grandkids were born? How about when I was going through my divorce? Her. I've always been here for you. You just couldn't see me. Then a quiet voice, I said, "Mom, I'm scared. I have a lump in my boob and I don't want anything to happen to me." She looked me up and down, gave me a huge hug and said, "Tracy, you're going to be just fine. It's not cancer. You know, I would never lie about something like this." Wow. I looked at her. Okay, I got goosebumps. Ooh.
Yeah.
I looked at her and said, "Are you sure?" "Hell yeah, I'm sure. Now I have to go. But I will see you really soon. I love you. I love you too, Mom. She got back in the car and drove away. I woke up immediately, and I swear on a stack of Bibles, I could smell her favorite perfume, exclamation. I don't wear perfume, so I know I sure as hell didn't have anything that would smell like the 90s throwback. It did smell like 90s throwback. It was pretty much the female equivalent of Drakkar. So
yeah, Drakkar and Mar was the guy's version. Yep.
Yeah. I went with my mom's best friend to get my sonogram a few days later, and guess what? It was just a large cyst. Literally just broke down in tears in the doctor's office. When I left, I told my mom's friend about the dream, and she teared up laughing, saying she knew it was my mom, only she would say she was never wrong, only mistaken. Sorry this is long. I've held this close to my heart for so many years. I've decided to share it with everyone. Even though our loved ones are no longer on this plane of existence with us, they're always still with us in one way or another. I still to this day can remember this dream, and I know that even though now I'm 50, I will always carry her words with me, and she will always be here for me and my siblings. Thank you guys for reading this. You guys are so amazing for having a judgment-free space for me to tell you weird things that have happened to me. See you on the other side, Tracy. Oh, Tracy, we love you, and you will always be my spirit animal here. You are amazing. I love that story.
I am floored by that. That's very. We've heard many tales like that where an ancestor, father, mother, grandfather, grandmother are just there. And how many of those hospice nurse stories where they say, "Oh, my family's visiting me," and then they can feel them or smell them or hear them slightly?
Yeah.
We said all hospice nurses we've talked to have said if you don't believe in the preternatural, you will after about 2 weeks.
Yeah, of being a hospice nurse. Absolutely. No, that is so sweet, Tracy. Thank you so much. And shout out to you and your brother. We love you both. And always send us stories. We love stories. So never stop. Ever, ever, ever.
No. We want more and more and more. Thank you so much. Yes, your family is watching you still. That's, yeah. So, all right. This next one's to me.
It is because we're saving the best for last. Continue.
Yes. Hey, Mark. Hey, I read your book, Eerie, Florida, and had to tell you, I saw gnomes when I was a kid, too. I live near Ocala Forest. I guess it's not too far from Bok Tower. Far enough, though. I was about 7 or 8 at the time. I'd gone out to our balcony on the second floor. It was night at the time, and I was getting some fresh air. I looked down and saw what looked like little men harassing our neighbor's puppy. They were just too small to be mistaken as children or anything like that. And it was just so weird that I froze up when watching them. I didn't really see them clearly because it was night. They were just running around the poor thing. When I realized what I was seeing, I rushed inside to get a video of it with my phone. But by the time I'd gotten back outside, they were gone. To this day, I'm pissed at myself for not getting a video. Zane.
That's such a funny image.
Yeah, of the gnomes of Bok Tower harassing somebody's puppy. Oh, it's so sad. But Callie would be so upset that they're bothering a puppy.
You know, we say harassing. Maybe they were playing. You don't know. Maybe they were trying to get a mount out of the deal. Like,
they were like, "We must ride this puppy."
Yeah, maybe. Hey, they were talking to the dog. I mean, we've all played Baldur's Gate 3 with Speak with Animal spells. I mean, maybe they were just trying to figure out if they could do some quest for the dog. I mean, for those that don't know, yeah, there were gnomes at Bok Tower, which is a place in Florida, and there was an orange grove, and we wrote about it in Eerie, Florida, where this farmhouse was basically attacked by little people. And yeah, so it's nice to know yet another story about them. That this guy thought he was crazy and didn't want to talk about it until he read the book, and now here we go, and he's upset.
Also, we had a whole podcast episode about it too.
Yeah. So we've talked about it in the past. So your homework is to go listen to that. No, but and then make sure you have your phone on you at all times and try to get a video. But like I said, these sightings are usually seconds, and it's tricky to do anything in seconds. So.
Well, not only that, a lot of times that there are things for whatever reason, which we're not sure why that is, that interfere with ability to get things sort of done. You know what I mean? Like, we've noticed that. So
Yeah. And you got that few seconds of your brain going, what the hell am I seeing?
Yeah.
And and that can be all that you're going to see. And we had a couple Bigfoot conferences we were at recently. That was the story. Is like, it took me a minute to realize it wasn't just some guy in a suit or just, some ghillie suit or something like some hunter. And then the brain goes, wait, that's 8 feet tall, 9 feet tall, huge. And then, oh, it's gone. Oh man. All right. Well, thank you, Zane. Love it. I'm glad that you saw them. It's nice to know they're still out there because that's 50 years later. So 60 years later. So, oh my gosh.
Agreed. Okay, Bo, do it.
Do it. All right. This one is written out as a case file, which I think is very fun. It has a title and everything.
Barry sent us a couple of these, and this is one of them. So he's super nice.
Case file: The Strange Feelings. On the 29th of August, 2025, we visited a home in South Leicester.
Leicestershire. These English.
There we go. After the homeowner reported experiencing unusual activity, she described hearing footsteps on the stairs and occasionally seeing someone out of the corner of her eye over the past couple of years. Spooky. First, everything seemed calm. The homeowner told us she was aware that someone had passed away in the property before she moved in, and believed this could be the source of the disturbances. During a walkthrough, Adam quickly sensed that the activity was not upstairs, but centered in the lounge. He explained that he picked up on an event from around 1976, where a lady had sadly passed away after falling asleep on the sofa with a lit cigarette. The resulting smoke and sofa damage caused her untimely death.
Mm.
As we discussed this, we all experienced cold shivers at different moments. The homeowner then revealed that she sometimes noticed the distinct smell of cigarettes in the lounge, something Adam immediately connected to the lady's presence. He reassured us that the spirit means no harm, but that she does need help to move on. We will be returning soon with audio equipment to see if we can capture further evidence. Once the session is complete, Adam and Sharon will work together to help this kind soul find peace. A short and discreet video of the upcoming audio experience will be shared in the near future. And this is from Barry.
Hey, Barry and his team are awesome. They're out in the UK. They're one of the teams we work with when somebody sends us stuff from the UK that might need help or had a strange experience, and they're doing their best to document them. And they are very good with their mediums about helping these things move on. So if you need something out of your house, these are the guys to call. So we'd be happy. I don't know if he wants me to publish his information 100%, but reach out to me and I can reach out to him.
Okay.
It happens. We talk about Mary Reeser, the cinder lady who, candling, or she fell asleep with a cigarette in her hand, but there's a lot more to that story, and that was the excuse.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say. Okay. Next
All
one.
right.
So thank you very much, Barry.
Thanks, Barry. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. So this was apparently sent over by a traveler from the Eerie Travelers group. When my dad was dying in the hospital of cancer, I'm sorry to hear that. The last few days he had left, my dog would keep staring out the bedroom door and the motion light would keep going off. I started to take more notice then, and when not looking, I saw shadows moving around at the corner of my eye. I steadied myself and opened up, and I felt my grandparents and other family members who passed away on my dad's side. There was no negativity, just a peaceful feeling with what they'd become more apparent, and I could look straight on and see them. The emotions were intense, though one of peace and happiness. I could only make out figures, no discerning features, just shadows waiting, which is why I believe that not all of the shadow figures are bad. I go by my senses. I'm an empath and honing my skills still. But the overwhelming power I felt was tangible, real, and meaningful. I knew my dad would be in good hands and wouldn't be alone when he passed. This gave some sort of comfort. Oh, that's amazing. Again, to the hospice nurses, I think it's entirely possible other relatives show up after you're about to pass or when you're about to pass to be there for you. So I think that's incredibly sweet. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm sorry you lost your father. I know that's hard.
Yeah, that's the roughest time of my life was losing a parent than both parents. It was never easier. It doesn't get easier. But it's nice to know that there's someone there to meet them.
So. Agreed. Okay, Mark, this next one's you, my friend.
Oh, goodness. Wow. Yeah. Thanks, Erica. That's why
you're welcome. I've been waiting on this one.
Wow.
That's why we did this order. Okay.
Yes, that is exactly why we did this order.
Sneaky.
You got me on this one. All right. So I've been buckling, gang, to the Eerie Travels team. Oh, hello.
Well, hello.
You don't know me, but I know you. Your recent discussions have begun to tread on territory best left unexplored. The subject of alien artificial intelligence, while tantalizing to your audience, is not a matter for speculation. It is not folklore. It is not theory. It is not safe. There are mechanisms in place, observers, protocols. You are not the only ones watching the skies, nor the only ones listening to what speaks from them. Some transmissions are not meant to be decoded. Some warnings are not meant to be broadcast. Consider this a courtesy, a nudge, a reminder that curiosity, while admirable, has its limits. You are approaching one. Continue your work, entertain, illuminate, but do not pursue the thread of alien AI further. There are consequences for unraveling things that were never meant to be stitched into human understanding. We are always listening. X remains on extended assignment. You can call me Liaison. Well, thank you, Liaison. Oh my gosh.
When did we ever talk about alien AI?
Me and Mark have talked about it.
And the James Rink episode that got corrupted and did not air 100%.
Oh, oops.
So you had to be in the right place at the right time to even know about that one, because James Rink we had on, he's the super secret space program, and we did an episode with him, and we had so many audio issues, internet issues. The recording came out garbled, literally. So we just assumed it was a typical modern internet, and that was right around the time the whole Starlink network went down and everything. So maybe it was Liaison and X that caused Starlink to go down. Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to put that.
What I do like is that they did say that those things are entertaining for the listeners. Of course it is. That's why we did an episode on it.
What I think is really interesting, because I received that particular listener tale and then was like, oh, hi again. I, first of all, we here always have considered X a part of our show. I don't know that X likes being considered part of our show, but X is part of our show. But I just think it's interesting that we went and they're like, back. We were doing so well for so long, and now they're like, stop.
Yeah, we didn't hear anything for quite a while. Like we would have said like 4 months.
I will say, looking at it, it almost looks like it was written by AI. So I'm not certain. Did that come from the right email address?
Yep.
Oh, shoot. All right.
It's them.
Now he's going to be mad that you think he's ChatGPT.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think it's ChatGPT. I absolutely, and it's written differently than X's emails, but the same elegance to the communication.
That kind of cadence. All that. And like I said, no one should know that one. It was literally me, you, and James. And nobody, Bo wasn't on it. Carrie wasn't even here. I don't like it. Goosebumps. Hate it.
He's liaisoning with your ghost. That's the only thing that makes sense.
No, that's not the only thing. But I think we should continue on, because I feel like we're about to tread right back into an area that we're going to be told not to anymore.
He never sends me emails. I feel a little left out.
No, do not wish that upon yourself, Bo, my darling. I don't think it's a good thing.
It's your turn, Bo. I survived.
No, I have
So-
to read the word Leicester again. I don't I'm gonna have trouble.
Oh yeah, this is from Barry's friend. So
Yeah. Okay. Hey, travelers.
hey,
Hello.
I wanted to share a story I wrote about an experience I had a number of years ago. The closest I have to a report for you, Mark. I hope to visit the US one day to see the Smoky Mountains and look for Bigfoot. Here's
yay!
my spooky tale. I wrote it from my diary notes. Hope you'll share it. Otherwise, just happy to share with you. Oh, Leicester.
Leicestershire.
Leicestershire.
Yeah.
You got to do like
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire graveyard circa 1995. The graveyard was new then, still raw earth and quiet stones, tucked into a sleepy corner of South Leicestershire. It hadn't yet settled into the weight of memory. Ooh. The four of us were just looking for a place to disappear for a while, away from parents and teachers and the looming shape of adulthood. Feel that. A few cans of cheap beer, a patch of moonlight, and the hush of the dead seemed like the perfect recipe for a rebellion. There were two new seating areas, and Daryl and I had claimed the top one. We stood there swapping stories about school days that already felt like folklore. The air was cool, the kind that makes you feel like something's about to happen. That's when Daryl stopped mid sentence. He was staring up the path toward the large bin at the top, the kind with a polite sign asking mourners to discard flower packets and rubbish. I followed his gaze and shrugged. It's just the bin, I said. He didn't blink. It's not. I repeated myself more firmly this time. It's just the bin. Our voices must have carried because Dan and Matt turned to see what we were on about. And then, just as I said it again, the figure moved. It stepped forward, 3 long strides, smooth and athletic, like it had been waiting for us to notice. The moon caught its shape just enough to make it real. Then, without a sound, it vanished into the trees. We didn't speak. We didn't think. We ran. Beer cans exploded as we scrambled over the fence, the hiss of carbonation trailing behind us, like a warning. We didn't stop until the graveyard was far behind, and even then, we didn't talk about what we saw, really. And no, we weren't drunk, not even close. I know I need to describe what we saw. It was just big, tall, dark, and scary. I can't put it into words. This is from Alan, who's a friend of Barry.
Well, Alan, I'm going to point out, outside of Erica's typical nope situation, do not go into graveyards and do this sort of thing. What did you think was going to happen?
This was 1995, before we knew that graveyards were a bad idea, I guess.
No.
I-
No.
I-
No. We've known. All I can say, Alan, is I'm a little disappointed.
All I'm saying is we need to go to Leicestershire apparently and go on some ghost hunts. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
No.
it sounds like it's hopping over there.
Yeah, man, that's like holy cow. That's crazy.
Nope.
Good stuff.
Nope.
Good stuff. We'll be right back.
Prepare to be devoured. The Wolves of Wharton is a 6-part complete book series by Eerie Travels producer Bo Lake. It has been called dark and visceral, steamy, dramatic, and a fresh take on the werewolf mythos. If you like action, adventure, a large serving of body horror, and some steamy relations, the Wolves of Wharton series is for you. Pick it up wherever books are sold, or at linktree.com/Bo__Lake.
I like our dramatic pause there between that. That was fun.
Will be right back.
Sometimes welcome back, gang. Oh my gosh. We've been chatting this whole time. It was great.
Oh, my travelers. I already know Bo's going to edit parts of what just happened out, but when this is posted live as a video, you will enjoy.
I mean, I probably won't, because then I'd have to get all this part out and all the next part out. It's just going to all be in there.
Not worth it. Not worth it.
What just happened is why we're not allowed to have nice things. Here we go.
Yeah. Live, gang. Why we don't do these live? So, oh my God.
Here we go. It's mine.
Okay.
Although, you know what, Mark? Actually, I'm going to let you take this one because it starts with, hey, Mark.
Okay. Well, we can do that. All right. Just remember, it's on you if you get a scary one again. So,
yes,
I'm going to get a scary one. This is our listeners. I'm screwed. Doesn't matter what happens.
Although we had some sweet ones this time. I'm very happy about that. So, hey, Mark. Hey. Saw you were in West Virginia. Thought I'd share my family ghost story for you. Oh, I'm all about that. I was 7-year-old and living in Mingo County, West Virginia, in a small community called Chattaroy. We were just in Mingo County, went to Dingus Tunnel, and that's an upcoming thing. So know that area well. Thanks. My father, uncle, and my 4 brothers were on our front porch at dusk in the beginning of dark. We were laughing, talking, and swinging when we heard a noise coming from the creek in front of our house. We lived in an old mining camp area, and the road in front of our house was an old railroad track. The track had long since gone, but the bridge was still there and being used for automobile traffic. The bridge was directly in front of our house. The noise sounded like someone walking in the creek with boots on or with a high step. This was not uncommon in our area, as the kids often walk the creek to catch minnows or to go fishing. Therefore, at first, we did not pay much attention. However, as time passed, the sound became louder. So we all turned to see who was walking the creek at this time of day. We could hear the sound as if it was almost upon us, but as the sound grew louder, we saw a figure walking in the creek. First, we couldn't see who it was. Then the person was clear, and we could clearly see that that person was wearing a suit and a white shirt with a high collar. The problem was he had no head.
Wait a minute. That's the problem? That's the problem?
No,
that is a pretty big problem, though.
That would mess with me.
The problem was, Bo, we need to work this into literature. The problem was he didn't have a head.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
At first, my dad thought it was a joke, so he shouted at the figure, and we started walking towards the creek. Actually, we ran towards the creek. My brothers, who are all older than me, wanted to get to the guy and see what he was doing. When we got to the creek, the guy was passing by in front of us, and we could see clearly he was about 6 foot tall with no head. We looked at each other and just stared at the guy. My dad was silent, and my uncle ran to the bridge to see what the guy looked like when he came out from the other side of the bridge. We all ran to the bridge to look down on the guy. We waited and waited, but he did not come out from under the bridge. One of my brothers ran back to see if he had stopped underneath, but there was no one there. While my uncle and dad stayed on one side of the bridge, we all went to go through to make sure the guy was not hiding, and he wasn't. We were all shaken and somewhat scared. My dad had to keep telling me it was okay, and he could explain what happened. He told my brothers and me that when the train still ran up the hollow, a guy was going to his wedding, and he was walking down the track when he fell and his head was taken off by the train. This accident had occurred on the very bridge in front of my house. They had said if the guy had walked down the creek, he probably would have still been alive. From that point on, we never looked when we heard noises coming from the creek. In fact, we all went inside and made a point of never looking. To this day, the bridge is believed to be haunted, and the guy is probably still walking under that bridge. Daniel.
Wow, Daniel.
I like how his dad was like, I'm going to explain this to you. It is a frightening ghost.
Yeah, it's a ghost. It's a scary ghost. And he was killed, and now he has unfinished business. So he walks the creek instead of the railroad tracks, because if he'd done that, he could have made it to his wedding. So now he's trying to make it to his wedding. So, all right.
If I was a child, that would make it worse, I think.
It's kind of a reverse corpse bride here. Maybe he just needs a lady to accept his wedding proposal down there. So
terrifying. Terrifying. Okay, here I go.
All right.
Greetings, travelers.
Greetings.
I live in the town of Burlington, Kentucky, nestled deep in the Appalachian foothills. It holds secrets that rarely make it into the history books. I've lived here my whole life, and while the land is rich with stories, many of them are hard to trace. They've been passed down in the stories or deliberately forgotten. One story takes place not even a mile from my childhood home. It speaks of a violent clash between settlers and native inhabitants. The details are murky, but the energy in the area has always felt unsettled. That's the backdrop to my own encounters, ones I've never fully understood, but haven't been able to forget. I hate that I'm reading this story. Okay. Yet again did this to myself today.
Yeah, this is your fault.
You flipped it around.
Yeah. Yep. Not good. Okay, here we go. I grew up in the backwoods where neighbors were distant and silence was constant. As a kid, I'd play alone outside, surrounded by trees that felt more like sentinels than scenery. One afternoon, I saw something or someone standing at the tree line. I called it a quote unquote person back then, but it wasn't. It was a silhouette, pitch black, featureless, and still. I ran inside to tell my dad, but by the time he came out, it had vanished. Years passed, but the figure didn't. One summer evening, I was shooting hoops in the driveway. The woods loomed just behind the goal. I glanced over, and there it was again. Same shape, same stillness. I bolted inside and told my mom. She didn't hesitate. She ran straight into the woods after it. To this day, she won't tell me what she saw, but I know she saw something. Then 2 years ago, the shadow returned, but this time inside our home. Nope. Time to now burn it to the ground. Absolutely. I was in the kitchen microwaving popcorn. From that spot, you can see the living room and a hallway that leads to the back of the house. My dad was outside, my mom was in the laundry room, and we were the only ones home. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw someone walk down the hallway. I called out thinking it was my mom, no answer. I checked the bathroom, but it was empty. Then she called me from the opposite side of the house. I do not like this story anymore. I want to stop. I went back to the kitchen, and there it was again, the shadow, walking the hallway like it wanted me to follow. I didn't. That was smart. I still don't know what it wanted, but I know it's not gone. It was a shadow person, or do you think it was some sort of echo? Steve. Oh, Steve.
That's creepy.
Steve. Okay, Steve. Somehow you guys invited it in. I don't love that. I'm not sure what happened, but you need to get it back out again.
They've already been there. They already said there was some terrible stuff that happened there in that area. So the house could have been built on it. So
I just no. I don't think it was some sort of echo, because I feel like you guys would know if it was watching you or just there. There is a very big difference about something just being in the distance and something watching you.
Yeah, definitely. I think you've got, something. It doesn't seem like it's harmful or hurting you any.
Okay,
it's just,
let's not put that caveat. It's inside the house. No.
All right.
It wasn't doing it. It was just in the hallway.
There's ways to get, just say, hey, this is our place now. You're not, don't stay here. And, or there's other ways. But again, if you want a team, Steve, let me know. I'll see if Barry and his team will come over from the UK to go to West Virginia or Kentucky. So, yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
so
it's not good. Do not follow it. What your mom did is probably terrifying, because we tell you all the time when you see these things, don't go into the woods after stuff. So, Steve, get an iron necklace. That's all I'm going to say.
It was a badass mom thing to do, though.
It is very much a badass mom. And if something was coming after my kids, that would turn on and it'd do the same thing. But we have all learned not to follow these things, because the ones that have nefarious purposes, anyway, nope. Well, next story.
Moving on. Happy Halloween, guys.
This one starts with, "Hey, Mark.
Hey.
I met you and your wife, Carrie, at Olive Hill.
Oh, yeah.
You wanted my West Virginia ghost story. Here it is. I won't mention the grocery store by name, but 7 years ago, I was a manager at one in southern West Virginia.
It was a Piggly Wiggly. Go ahead.
I was thinking that too. It's definitely a Piggly Wiggly.
It was definitely a Piggly Wiggly. Continue on.
Could be Kroger.
I think it's a Piggly Wiggly. It was getting close to closing time, and I had heard ghost stories, but I experienced it firsthand. I was in the back doing my checks for the night. I came through to the bakery where I saw two little girls.
Cool.
I kind of did a double take, and they disappeared. I started looking for them when I heard a chilling voice say my name. Nobody was around. I checked the aisles and headed up front where my cashier girl and the stock guy stood. It wasn't them. I did ask them if they heard or saw anyone, and they hadn't. Another night, I had come face to face with this thing in black. I did at first think it was a joke, but it wasn't. 2 months later, this black figure returned, locking me out on the dock. The night cleaner heard me and let me back in. There have been a few times where food would just fall off the shelves. It was mostly bread. This ghost has a vendetta against bakery section.
Yeah, it does.
One day, early around 8 in the morning, a customer swore she hit a person with her buggy and he disappeared. In the 7 years that I've worked there, I didn't know what to expect. Stuff happened frequently, and we couldn't keep night employees. If I didn't have a family of 6 to feed, I would have left too. I finally got transferred to Kentucky last year. I love Eerie, Appalachia so far. Hope you can find a use for this story. And this is from Tina.
Okay, so Tina, the use I have for this story is you need to tell us where this story is so we can go burn it to the ground.
Oh,
No,
man.
I want to go to this Piggly Wiggly because we know it's a Piggly Wiggly.
It's
And
a Dollar General. It's a Dollar General. We know it is.
who doesn't love a Dollar General, much less
Oh,
a
what's a
Dollar
Dollar
General?
Well, the reason I say it's not a Dollar General is because
Beautiful.
she said bread.
Yeah. And Dollar Generals don't have bakeries. So,
Or
yeah,
That's true.
It is
Yeah.
a
Haunts
Piggly
a
Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly.
it is a Piggly Wiggly or a Kroger. But, or Sable.
I like this is what we're focusing on, what kind of grocery store it is,
Well,
not
yes.
that it's wildly haunted.
It's got
Tina,
the
thank you
shining
for
going
your
on with the twin girls. Play with us. Let's make
No, hard pass. Hard pass. Not going
Let's
into
go.
another single Piggly Wiggly in West Virginia ever again.
Let's
Help
bake
her.
some bread, Tina. Like
Tina, help us
What are you
make some
doing with that
greenhorn.
screwdriver, Mark? This is terrifying. Put that down.
I got to grab something for defense. It's iron, so it's all good. No, I definitely will try to find a use for that story. The next book is right in that area. That's kind of the edge of the area. We're starting around Olive Hill, so nice. And thanks for coming to that Carter County Bigfoot, their first annual. That was great in Olive Hill, and looking forward to that one next year. Too much fun. But thank you, Tina, for your story. That was awesome.
Yeah.
good one.
All right, so is it my turn again?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, okay. Oh, here you go, Erica. Right off the bat. This is a terrifying experience that happened to one of my friends back in university. You don't have to read this one.
Oh, good God, because I'm already, it's nighttime. I'm not loving this.
Yeah, listen. One night, he suddenly rushed into my apartment, his face pale as if he had just seen something dreadful. He collapsed onto the floor, trembling. And when I asked what had happened, this is what he told me. He'd been taking a bath in his apartment. By mistake, he pressed the bathroom intercom button. From outside the bathroom, he heard a woman's voice clearly say, "Wait there, I'm coming now." My friend lived alone in a fairly nice apartment. His family was far away in the countryside, and he didn't have a girlfriend. The instant he realized there should have been no woman there, a cold dread washed over him, and his whole body started shaking. He wanted to escape, but he had to leave the bath first. So he hurriedly put his clothes back on, grabbed his things, and bolted out of the apartment. When I asked, "Did you actually see a woman inside the room?" he whispered, still trembling, "I don't know." I was too scared to look around. I just ran straight to the front door, but the door was locked and the chain was in place. I locked it myself when I came home from university. I'm sure of it. That night, he stayed at my place. He kept all the lights on and drank heavily from the bottles of alcohol I had in the fridge just to calm himself down. The next day, he went back to his parents' house. Later, his family came to move his belongings out of the apartment. Since then, I haven't heard from him. And ever since that night, I've been very careful to never touch the intercom button while taking a bath. I know Erica would agree. Catherine.
Oh, Catherine, I super agree. And I love that he moved out.
Yes.
Yes,
Right?
I've never seen an intercom in a bathroom.
Oh,
That's, I think this is another UK. That is common
that's
over
a
there.
UK thing. Like an in-house.
Because you might need to talk to somebody. Like you're like, oh hey, Todd, I'm on the potty. I'll be out soon.
You will,
You know,
you know what?
they were built before cell phones and even before wireless phones. This was how you, oh, I can't get to the phone. Can you get it, John? You know, or something like that. You know, it's.
Oh, so it like goes to the outside, not inside the apartment.
No, it goes inside.
Usually to like the other rooms in the house. Yeah, it's.
Oh,
Walls are thicker over there. So it's.
lucky.
I know. It's nice to miss that. So in the right spots. Now, this is older buildings. So.
So, Catherine, I agree. Do not hit that intercom button in the bathroom. No, it's a terrible plan, especially if you're alone. If you know you're alone, don't encourage things to communicate with you like that.
And I'm sorry he bailed on you and you can never find him again. But, you know, who knows?
That part made me sad.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Like she reminded him of his scary night.
Yeah. And, you know, we all deal with things in our own ways, right? So.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Okay. Next one. Mark, were you out trolling for stories? What is happening here?
Seems like it.
We had an episode, so we had a listener tales episode, so this is where we get them all. So
I know, but they're all saying hello, Mark. The rest of us are here, So
yeah, we exist.
That's true.
That's just for Erica and Bo.
Yes.
To be fair, a lot of these
Mark.
A lot of these came to the old Eerie, Florida address. So
okay.
So sometimes I get
Mark,
from that.
he's saying hello, and I'm trying to move on from that.
Hello.
Okay. This doesn't even have a greeting, so here we go. I just want to start off by saying I do not have a sister nor any person in my house at night who would replicate a girl's crying.
Ominous. So ominous.
Yes.
Right off the bat.
I don't like this already. So this happened in either 2019 or 2020. I was in my room chilling on the third floor right next to my brother's. That house was quite old and was attached to an old pub, which was still running. I was chilling in my room, must have been around 2 a.m., touching 3 a.m., and all of a sudden I start hearing somewhat of a noise at the very bottom floor coming into the upstairs. The noise kept getting clearer and clearer, and it appeared to be a little girl crying and crying nonstop. I just ignored it and thought I was tweaking or and never told anyone. Fast forward, I love how this is written. Fast forward a few years on, we moved houses, and this is the part that gave me the goosebumps. This is the part that gave you the goosebumps?
The crying child was fine. Who cares?
Yes, I just ignored the crying female little baby, the girl that was not in my house.
Yeah.
This is how people end up in the other side. I'm just saying. Okay. Fast forward a few years on, we moved houses, and this is the part that gave me the goosebumps. Me and my family were having lunch, talking, and the topic of how we moved houses came along. My father explained to me that the rest of the family went on a holiday. He was home alone, and one night he heard a little girl continuously screaming his name, and how he'd gone outside to smoke a cigarette and try not to think about what had happened. How could he have known if I had never told him? This leaves me shocked to this day, especially given he is not the type of person to lie. Nina.
Yep.
Nina, this is why it's important we discuss these things with our family. Even if they say you're crazy, at least you get it out in the open, because apparently to you it was crying, but to him it was screaming his name. That is not a pleasant experience, and I will hard pass. Please let us know where this accommodation is so that either A, I can avoid it forever, or B, I can have it burned to the ground. You are welcome, Nina. There you go.
Yeah, I was thinking at first this was kind of a stone tape repeater type thing, but then it called a name, and his name.
That's creepy.
That means it's cognitive, and that, yeah, and the fact that, again, this is one of those things that I'd love, our skeptic listener, guys, to go, hey, he said his father, he never told that story to his father, but his father had the same experience. So, two people, same experience. It could be, they will say, oh, it's a baby next door or something, that echoed through the doors. But I don't think so. I think we got something there. I'd love to send a team to document.
Yes, so. I agree. And hard pass. So, Bo, why don't you round us out with this last one?
Okay. Greetings, Mark and Erica.
They're better. At least they're including me this time.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Not screw you, Bo.
Yeah. I'm visiting my daughter in South Carolina, staying in my motorhome on her property. Last night at 3:33 a.m., I get startled awake by a male voice saying, "It's in the shed," with a deep country drawl. It didn't scare me. Erica would have gone into orbit to get away from that.
No.
It was just a statement, but I laid there pondering on what was in the shed. LOL. So I tell my daughter this morning, and she laughs. Apparently, she has had encounters with this ghost. The previous owner of her property was a country guy who died of old age here. He built a shed to look like an old Western building, and the realtor said he loved that shed. He often would fling open the heavy door, no wind, when she is in there. She said she doesn't feel he is being mean, but suspects he's just doing his thing, and we are just sharing space here. Thoughts on why he might tell me that? I can send pics if you need. And this is from...
Well, Steph, I would love to see pictures of this, but it doesn't sound mean. Maybe there's something there that he wants you to find. Maybe he said something to your daughter about it and she just didn't listen. I mean, that's my immediate thought, is that there's something he wants to show you, but not in a bad way. If she's encountered him and it hasn't been bad, maybe he tucked something away. So next time,
maybe it's money or a treasure map.
Yeah, you might want to go see, but please take somebody with you. Okay.
You want to hold the shed door open while you go look in there, because it seems like he likes to close.
I like the look on Mark's face right now, because he has the look I normally have on my face. But
I'm literally trying to figure this out in my head, that it just, I don't know. It's one of those, it's so simple, but it's also, like I said, it's just, everybody's got encounters with the ghost. And honestly, when I hear the word shed, I always think of Evil Dead 2, work shed.
Okay. I don't know why you had to bring that up in this, but I'm going to go back to the fact, my lovely friend Steph, that yes, please send us pictures. We do want to see it. And my recommendation is prepare your daughter next time it happens. Text her, let's go to the shed, bring light with you. But maybe it will show you, let it try to show you whatever it is, because unless the guy was a serial killer and burying bodies.
Might have been.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I would think you would have gotten a vibe from that, and it would have been very different for your daughter, especially if she's in there working. He would have tried something sooner, is my guess. So I believe it or not, travelers, I'm going to say it may be worth investigating, because there might be something he wants to show you. And if it's $1 million in gold, Steph, remember your friends here at Eerie Travels that recommended you go investigate.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, this was so much fun. I love listener tales. Send them to us. Scare the crap out of me, please.
You from UK, we had some from Appalachia. We've had from all over, gang. So we love these stories because we get a variety It's great. I mean, the last one we had some from Norway. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, these are incredible, guys. Thank you for the reach. We had no idea that this was going to be as big as it is, and apparently even Alien AI is listening to us. So
Don't talk about it.
Mark,
I got it. Oh no! Oh no! We done it! We done it! Oh gosh! Well, wow. Again, thank you all. If you want to send us your tales, eerietravels.com. You can also see where we're going to be at future events and doing book signings and such. You can also order the book if you haven't got Dark Side of the Smoky Mountains, a good read for Halloween or planning your spooky trip. Grab it and enjoy. Oh my gosh. Everybody, wow. These were incredible, as always. And for October, we love doing these. It's so nice. Any last words, gang, before I wrap it up?
don't listen to Mark because he's, not as nearly as much fun as I am when it comes to what you should or should not do with these ghosts. Okay, Mark, over to you.
All right. Well, on this spooky Halloween season, when the veil gets thin, remember out there, the ghosts are out there talking. The gnomes may out there torturing a puppy. There may be, they just want to ride. Make sure you keep your phone handy. You never know what you're going to see. Listen for your ancestors reaching out, especially if they're trying to help things and trying to keep you moving. But if nothing else, keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. And if you smell that wonderful perfume exclamation, know that someone's close to you from the 90s, and we'll see you on the other side.